1008 TVU Sports. I am here to give y'all another edition of the Top 5. And yes, I'm at it again by myself, but I know that we had to get this Top 5 out for 11 and 12 because the big game is tomorrow between SAMPSON and MCCUE. So I had to get y'all the Top 5 out now, you know what I mean? But before we get started, I want to take y'all to something that happened a couple weeks ago at Burma, where Coach Toe had some words for the Harrell Rams, who dropped out the Top 5 last week.
It's like that. You haven't lost a football game in 2 years. You lost today. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Because I told Cole going into the season, I didn't have the Harrell Rams really doing anything when
we take that.
But y'all sitting there saying y'all taking y'all L like this what we do, but y'all don't take L. So right now I think it's been, y'all not being 100. Y'all got to be hurting right now. Yeah, it hurt. It hurts.
I'm hurt.
That's what I want here. It hurts.
The way we lost. The way we lost. At the 2-yard line, I need 2 yards. The way we lost. The way we lost.
Me personally as a coach, I'd rather take a tough loss than have to deal with a blowout. Y'all didn't get blown out. So I can live with a tough loss. That was a tough loss.
Yeah, we scored an extra point earlier.
Y'all
we went 7-6.
I can't live with a loss, period.
We scored an extra point earlier. We went 7-6.
It's a different. I can't take a loss. I coach at Harrell, dog.
Read the search, man. Harrell versus everybody, man.
We don't do that. It hurt. Just like Coach said, it hurt. It hurt. I'm going back in the lab, and I ain't coming out till the product finish.
I'm gonna be honest with you before we go, dog. Harrell got to come out the Top 5, real talk.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at it. We don't belong in it. We ain't play like we was in it. We don't belong in it.
And we taking that.
That's crazy. Because before the record, Harrell has been #1 in 11 and 12 Top 5 since we started it 2 years ago. And at the beginning, they started off at 4 and they fell out after week 1. So that's a big deal to see Harrell out of the Top 5 for 2 consecutive weeks. But let's dive right into the Top 5 as we said, as I said, and how it's going. Not that much change in this week's edition, but we do have a new entry. And that is the Lions Center Lions, led by quarterback Ernest Williams. But they have a whole lot of other little dudes on this team too. And I got to give a special shout out to Santana Vincent, my guy. And he was named the Popeyes Player of the Week for week 2 for the 2 touchdown performance he had against Burma as they routed them dudes 42-0. And I got another little piece of breaking news. I got to call my boy out, Chad. Where you at, bruh? I heard that you quit on them dudes. And tell me that ain't so, Chad, bruh. Like, tell me you ain't quit, bruh. Get back in the game and fight, Chad, dog. Like, for real. We all go through wins. We all go through losses. You got to get back in and fight, my man. But the Lions and the Lions, this team, they didn't look like they was going to be much when I seen them play their first game when they beat Harrell in overtime. But this team, man-child, is really a man-child. Man, Ernest Williams, he's really going to be a top-of-the-line quarterback in 11 and 12 this year. Coach Sammy, Coach Major, and Coach Brad had that defense all over the place. So Lions and the Lions moving up into this Top 5 is going to really make 11 and 12 that much more fun. So let's just move right along to the #4 team. And they didn't move. They had a bye week this week. So that's the normal WILDCATS coming back in at #4. You know this team is built on Matthias Lee, Baby T, Keith Jones, Jethro Moses, Chryson, Deuce. They got a lot of players on this team. And I think since PONTCHARTRAIN and SAMPSON and MCCUE been having all the talk about them, Norman is kind of going under the radar right now. So I think they're going to be a real dangerous team. And in my opinion, probably still the favorite, you heard me? Probably still the favorite to win a championship. The Norman WILDCATS at #4. The Bullets, as they like to be called. Moving right along to the #3 team. No movement again, but an impressive win over the Willie Hall Panthers in their opening debut game, the Samson Knights. And just for the record, I gave my guy a name. Cam Cage. I got a name for you, brother. Crunch Time Cam. Yeah, crunch time. Because I seen what this little dude did to get them boys to overtime and to make them boys win in overtime. Here's crunch time. And that's why I give him that name, Crunch Time Cam. But the Samson Knights, led by Nick the bull of Mr. 1000, whatever you want to be called, brother. I'm going to call you Mr. 1000, but your daddy call you bull, I'm going to call you bull. But Nick the Bull, he's showing me that he's a real leader to these guys out here. When they played Willie Hall, their composure they kept doing that game, and their post-game interviews, when they talked about being in a dogfight, was really something that you can be proud of as a coach. And then you got Biggie and Nick. You didn't call me and tell me that Fred was back. Fred back, you're supposed to call me and tell me that. So with the addition of Fred, with Biggie on the line, with Nick becoming more explosive, throwing touchdowns, running touchdowns, and all that's Nick doing. And before I get to that, let me say this again. Let me say this. Crunch Time Cam has been voted the 11 and 12 Popeyes Player of the Week for Week 2 for his performance against the Willie Hall Panthers. But these Samson Knights are really tough at number 3, where they stay. Moving right along. Number 2, my guys, the Cold Crush crew. You heard me? The MCCUE Eagles. Fred ain't been playing, but the MCCUE Eagles still stand at 1-0. At 1-1 after an impressive win over the Goretti Saints. From what I hear about the game, it wasn't as lopsided as the score may be, but my guy Levi Darrensburg took one to the house, opened the kickoff for the second half. Nahmon Landry. Y'all got to remember that little dude name too. While y'all around here thinking it's just about Fred, Nahmon Landry is a real playmaker on that team. And with that MCCUE defense, how they blitzing and they getting to the ball, they're a scrappy bunch. So the MCCUE Eagles at number 2, Coach BJ, Coach Will, they did their 1-game suspension, and they'll be back for this big game against Sampson. Moving right along, the number 1 team in 11 and 12, same as last week, the PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots. What's up, Ray? I see you, bruh. I got your message, too. You heard me? It's all good. It's all love. You know why I do it, and I know why you do what you do. It's all love, my man. But the PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots with a whole slew of athletes. And word on the street is the Juice. Londell Caston got him a touchdown in the 28-0 win over St. Rock a week ago. But the PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots with Kristen Doyle, Kristen Pritchard, my guy, Sanchez 2.5, Big B. That group is a really good group to say the least. They're athletes all over the place. And then with another transfer coming in from Milner, that group has just gotten that much better. So when I think about PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots being at the top again, that's where they belong right now. The PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots at number 1. Let's run through a recap of the top 5 in 11 and 12. At 5, the Lions Center Lions. At 4, the Norman Wildcats. At 3, the Samson Knights. At 2, the MCCUE Eagles. And at 1, the PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots. Public enemy number 1, right? That's what y'all is. The PONTCHARTRAIN Patriots at number 1 in 11 and 12 division going into week 3. 1008 TVU Sports. I'm in a building, man, by myself. Holla back. Yeah.